Well, we are here with head coach Jeff Burkhamer to preview the men's basketball season here at the University of West Florida. Coach, I know it's good to be back in the gym, and you've got a lot of new faces for this season. I've been joking on some of our other shows and broadcasts. I walked into the weight room and I'm like, who are these 10 new guys? Right. There's a lot of new guys.
There's a whole bunch of change with the facility, new assistant coaches, new players, new trainer, new strength guys. I mean, we got all kinds of things going on. We got 10 new guys, so yeah, it's a year change.
Does it change, the way you're looking to play at all, or did you find guys to kind of fit your system?
A little bit of both. We wanted to try to play faster and try to maybe play a little bit deeper. So I think we will change a little bit how we play. Defensively, we'll be very similar, but offensively, we'll be playing a little faster.
The last two seasons, and I'll just kind of use those as the example, you guys have gotten off to a really good start, and then it's been, obviously, the conference is tough, and we all know that. How do you kind of, going into this year, are you looking at kind of like how do we maintain, how do we make sure that we are ready for that back half?
A couple years ago, it was COVID really bothered us because we had a couple guys get sick, and we just went from 15-2 and then didn't finish the year well. And last year, we started pretty good again. We had a bunch of returning guys and really felt like we were going to have a great year coming off 18 wins. And just didn't mesh very well late in the year for whatever reason. Great kids, worked hard, played hard, it just didn't work. So now having new guys, and that's a new beginning, 10 new guys, and we got to figure out how to play together and get them to play offensively, defensively, get them to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses. And so far, they've done a really good job. This has been a group that's listened well and really tried.
You've got, Chanik, you've got Eli, you've got a few faces that fans may recognize. What about, in the new guys? Who are you looking to be kind of, instant impact?
Well, I think we'll play a lot of new guys, but Tatvidas Kupstas from Lithuania.
I got to learn to say that. Oh my gosh.
I just call him Coop. Post-grad guy. He's got a lot of experience, and he's really, the last couple of years, over that 20 game, he scores the ball. He's a very hard worker. So I think he's a guy that we'll look to really run some things forward and make sure he gets shots. But it's going to be a balanced team. We really, I think, it could be different guys every night, and hopefully we'll play really well together, and we'll be hard to guard because of that.
What will you be looking to do offensively? I mean, the game has morphed, and you and I have talked a lot about this, into this kind of free-flowing, let's shoot the ball from everywhere and anywhere, but especially behind the three-point line.
Well, I think we have better shooters overall. We will do a lot of things like penetrate the pitch. We'll play a little bit more spread, a lot of ball screen actions on sprint screens, but I think it'll be more fun to play and more fun to watch.
Now, I know, is it fair to call you old school?
A little bit, yeah. I would say so.
Especially defensive end. And I know, coaches, that maybe are tagged as old school. I mean, defense is a huge emphasis for you. I know that. I mean, and in this league, you've got to be able to play, and you've got to be able to be physical.
Well, the few things we talked to guys about, offense may let you down sometimes, but you always can defend, you can always rebound. If you do those two things, you can stay in games, even when things aren't going well offensively. So we do put a lot of emphasis on defending, on playing on man-to-man. We'll extend a little bit more this year. I think we'll be able to press more, maybe trap a little bit more, and we still will play some zone.
I've seen, the preseason has come out in the Gulf South Conference. They've picked UAH to be, the front runner, and rightfully so. Yep. Kind of how do you look at the conference in the way that you see it stacking up?
Well, it's going to be interesting because a lot of our best players in our league moved up. For example, the kid who was at Huntsville is now at Auburn. That tells you how good our league is. So we had a bunch of guys leave and move up to other places. Daniel Sofield's at Central Arkansas. So a lot of the best players are gone, and a lot of new players are coming in, and not a lot of other returners. The other guys that were better players in the league finished, and eligibility is over. So we don't really know yet. Playing a 24-game league schedule is interesting. So we'll find out in the first couple of weeks kind of where teams are playing and how they're playing and how their new guys are adjusting. But it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens in the league.
Yeah, Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen University, for those that don't know. And this has really been, and I guess we're at the tail end of it, but one of the stranger periods. You mentioned, the COVID season, and guys that are 6 years, 7 years in college basketball. Is it going to be different after this?
Well, it'll be a little bit different because you won't have those guys that are 25, 26 years old that be playing. So it will come back to being guys that are 18 to 22 years old again, and 23 years old, and guys that have been in school for 3, 4, 5 years instead of maybe 6 or 7.
One of the strangest times we've ever seen.
No doubt.
And we're going to take an opportunity to talk to some of Coach's players to kind of get their preview of the season. The season's about to start. I mean, kind of how is the team looking? How do you guys feel about the prep leading up to the start of the season?
We feel good about the prep. A lot of new guys. I mean, it's been simply just getting them used to what Burke runs, kind of how we do things here with practice, drills. But I mean, the biggest thing I would say is everybody likes to work. But I mean, as you can see right now, we got people in here right now. It's rare to come in here or be leaving and not see somebody coming in to work out or just being done. So I would say that's the biggest thing is I like the work ethic so far. As
one of the few guys who's back from last year, I mean, how big a switch is it to have 10 new faces in the program?
It's big. I mean, they all come from different programs, different levels. They all have different roles at those levels. So coming here and kind of just figuring out how to gel, get to know each other off the floor, and then bring it onto the floor and play together has been a bit different, but I think we've done a good job at it so far.
What does this team need to do, this program need to do differently from last year to avoid kind of the last 2 years having a real hot start and then, kind of struggling on the backside?
I would say consistency, honestly, just through each half, through each game, throughout the season. The first half of the season, that was our biggest thing. We put a good 15 minutes together, bad 5 minutes, good 10 minutes, bad 10 minutes. So if we can get a good 20, bad 2, good 15, more stuff like that, and play full games and play a full season, I think we'll be much more successful.
What does it take to be successful in the GSC? As tough a conference as it is.
It's a battle. I mean, every night is a war. There's no off nights, with it being 24 games now instead, some conferences aren't like that. It's tough. It wears on your body, on you mentally. So, I mean, we just got to stay focused, stay together, and I think we'll be all right.
Coach, you guys get started here shortly. I mean, here it is, the early November, and the season's right around the corner. Talk a little bit about that early part of the schedule, before you jump into that heavy 24-game conference slate.
Well, we get to play the SIAP crossover. We go to Clark, Atlanta, and open up with those guys on the road. They just came off of a 15-point game at Georgia Tech, so we know that they've improved. They're really athletic. They're going to get after you. And we play Fort Valley the next night. So 2 quick games against 2 really athletic teams. Come home and play crosstown game with Pensacola Christian. Our first game back in the field house after the renovations, the new bleachers and all that.
Video boards
and everything. So that'll be fun to have an in-town rival there. And then we go to Spring Hill. And that's it. That's it for really your out of conference. You got to get ready to play then in the league. You go right into the shorter league trip, and you're into it. So not a lot of time like it used to be when you had a few games to work guys in, try different lineups to see what guys can and can't do. You're right into games that really matter quickly.
You feel like the prep, practice and all that leading up, you've gotten what you needed to get done?
So far, I think so. We continue to get better. We were better from one scrimmage to the second. We hope to be better the third and better the first game. So we continue to improve. And like I mentioned, these guys have done a good job listening and a good job trying. They play pretty well together. So it's a fun group to coach so far.
Temperatures dip. It's November on the calendar. That means it's time for some basketball. Coach, good luck to you this season. We appreciate your time. And you can always check their schedule, the roster, because there's new faces. Go Argos.com, the spot for that. Download that Argo Armada app on your phone or tablet. You can keep track of these guys and everything else going on out here. And of course, follow social media, UWF Men's Basketball across our different platforms. We will see you soon. Go Argos.